All right, so we have Andrew Schulz and his crew discussing the Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears allegations. And I think Andrew is probably the first big comedian to actually talk about this stuff. It seems like not many comedians really want to cover this, so I figured it'd be interesting hearing what Andrew had to say. So if you're not familiar with what's going on here, Tiffany and Aries are being accused of some pretty serious stuff, and it's because of this skit that they did like 7 or 8 years ago, where it's supposed to be about how you shouldn't leave your kids around with their uncle because he could be creepy, I guess. And Aries played the creepy uncle, and they actually had a real kid there. So he was doing some pretty creepy stuff to the kid, and I'll just let Andrew describe it. They talk about it here, so let's just jump into the clip.
The Aries Spears sketch?
No. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
Damn, that shit was wild, B.
That was the dumbest shit I ever seen in my
It
life.
was the most unfunny thing, and then
Oh
on top
my
of
God.
unfunny, it was weird.
Son, stick to impressions, bruh.
Well, he was, yeah, it was,
Yeah, I
he
mean-
was
Impression.
impersonating somebody, you know?
You hope it's an impression, I guess.
But it was just bad.
So
Yeah.
That was the first time you guys have gotten weirded out by something so bad that you have to stop the video.
I didn't know why y'all were watching it. Mark was loving it, bro.
Yeah.
Research, okay? We're gonna talk about it on the show.
because
he's
you've,
rubbing
you've
baby
seen it
oil
already. Put
on
it
a
on the
baby,
list.
son.
Where else are you gonna rub baby oil, idiot? Okay, that got baby in the name.
It's just so unfunny. That's the issue with it. Like, it's like awkward and unfunny.
And long.
Oh, it keeps restarting.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know what is the claim from the kid. The kid now grew up. This was like 10 years ago, and he's saying that he was like groomed or something.
I guess.
Parent.
Oh, the parents
The
are.
parent is saying that you traumatized my child.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if your child knew what the fuck was going on. But it's just weird, dude. Like, don't touch the kid. Don't make the kid do anything sexual.
Also, the camera
Don't show
cuts,
the kid in the fucking underwear,
It's
yo.
zooming in on the underwear and stuff. Like, it's weird.
Yeah. Dude, when he's rubbing the baby oil on the kid, that's...
Even fully clothed, it wouldn't be funny, but it'd be way less weird, and you could still make your point.
And when he's jerking the gun,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it's terrifying, right?
Everybody part of that sketch gets a little heat.
You think?
Yeah, the cameraman got to get heat. Any writers
Yeah,
who
was
help
there
come
no
up with that.
pushback at all? Like,
And the thing is, you can make jokes
There are
about
writers,
You
you
can
think?
make fun of pedophilia and shit.
yeah,
Like,
because there's not a child there that's getting touched.
yeah.
Like,
I like how Andrew and his crew say that everybody involved in this skit should be in trouble, but I don't think they mentioned Tiffany Haddish at all, and that's what the top comment for this clip says. Y'all barely mentioning Tiffany Haddish doesn't seem right, and it is weird because she was a big part in all this. I think she was friends with the mother of these kids, and the mom trusted her, and I think she also said this was a skit for Nickelodeon or something, which I don't know if that would be much better. I mean, the moral of the story is just don't put your kids into show business. It's not a good idea, but I don't know if Andrew just forgot that Tiffany was in the sketch, or he didn't realize it, or maybe he purposely left her out because maybe he's friends with her or something. I don't know, but she's a big part of it. Like, if you see the accusations, it's always Tiffany and Aries. Like, both of them are taking a lot of heat for this, and they're getting sued, I believe. And it's funny how all this started because, I mean, this is kind of a conspiracy theory, but I think this is probably how this really got going. A few weeks ago, Aries was doing an interview, and he was trashing Lizzo, like he's making fun of her weight and everything, and her fans got all pissed off, so they were trying to cancel him. And now a few weeks later, all this comes out and he's getting sued, and he even admitted his career is probably over at this point. So him talking about Lizzo basically destroyed his career. But I'm not saying these allegations aren't valid. Like, this is definitely something serious, and that sketch went way too far. Like, anybody that watches that, I'm sure, would be disturbed by it. So there is something to look into here, and I'm sure these allegations would have popped up at some point, but just the timing and all this, I think it's pretty clear that the Lizzo stuff had something to do with this. And you know that sketch went too far when other comedians start calling you out, especially Andrew Schulz, who is usually anti-cancel culture and isn't afraid to make edgy jokes. Like, people in this comments were pointing out, somebody said, glad Schulz had the same reaction I did. Yes, people do edgy jokes sometimes. Chappelle did all kinds of jokes like that, except that they were funny, and they usually use adults to play the kids. Aries is really messed up in the head. So, you know, most people, I think, agree that that sketch was really messed up, which it is. Like, that went way too far. It is disturbing. Like, this guy and Tiffany should probably be in some trouble for that, which I think they will be. Like, his career, I'm sure, is in big trouble. Tiffany, she might manage to make it through this because, like we see here, Andrew didn't talk about her at all. It seems like people kind of want to leave her out of it because she has more of a positive image, kind of. I don't know, she still says some wacky stuff, but she is more mainstream. Like, she does Netflix shows, and she's kind of more in that Hollywood group. Aries, I don't even know him that well, but it seems like he's always just like starting drama with people, like how this all started, like with Lizzo. It seems like he's always taking shots at people and doesn't mind being in controversy. So I don't see many people having his back, especially because he was the one in the sketch doing the really creepy stuff. So this is not a good look for him, for either one of them. But I think he's going to take more of a hit. But also they could both be in trouble legally. Like when this news broke, I think Tiffany and him both responded saying that this is like a shakedown, this is an extortion case, they're just using this to try to go after them. But then I think they kind of backed it up. I think Tiffany like apologized and said she should have never done the sketch, because I'm sure they realized that nobody's really going to have their back on this one. Like I looked around Twitter and Reddit and everyone was just like, these two are disgusting, like they're terrible people for doing this. So they really did need to apologize. And also I think there was another sketch that they did with these kids where like one of the kids started crying or something because they made him do something weird. So I mean, there's a lot going on here, and it's not a good look for these two. And I'm surprised that sketch didn't take more criticism right when they released it, like 7 or 8 years ago, because even back then, it was still an awful sketch. Like, it was terrible. I don't know how people thought that was okay. Like, the whole thing was just awkward and cringy and disturbing. Like, it wasn't funny at all, and the whole thing was just like, hey, look how creepy this guy is. Like, that's the laugh. And he was actually being creepy. There's a real kid there that he's being creepy towards. Like, there are other ways you could have done that sketch. Like, just use an adult that kind of looks like a kid, you know? Like, in To Catch a Predator, they do that shit. They'll find, like, some 19 or 20-year-old that just looks younger, and they'll use them as the decoy. Like, just do that. I don't think anybody's gonna care that much. I don't know. And like I said, it was a stupid, unfunny sketch either way. So I think that makes it even worse, because they're doing all this for like the dumbest thing ever. Like, I'm not saying this is why he did it, but because the sketch was so stupid and unfunny and pointless, it seems like they're almost doing it to have a kid around to be creepy towards him. You know, I don't know if that's the case. I'm not saying that's it, but that's what it feels like, since the sketch is just so bad. And obviously, either way, even if it was the funniest thing ever, it'd still be completely inappropriate. Like, I just don't know how a bunch of adults thought that this sketch was a good idea. So that's about it for this video. Make sure you hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think about all this, then hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you at the next video.